Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are still on the subject of inheritance in Islam. In Islam, throughout the verses where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the apportionment of every heir, a heir has the right to inherit the deceased. Allah says something. He says, min ba'di wasiyatin yusa biha aw dayn. When Allah says, give 1/3 of the person's estate, give a half of it, give 1/6, give 1/8, give 2/3. A running denominator or formula is min ba'di wasiyatin yusa biha aw dayn. That is, after whatever will the person has done is duly taken, or if the person is indebted, you have to settle the person's debt. So therefore, a man dies maybe with 10 cattle and 2 houses. He has a wife, his parents are alive, he has 2 or 3 kids. Before you quantify or value the assets, depending upon how the heirs would want the distribution to be done, you can either use the assets, the physical assets, in the form they are, or you can liquidate the assets into cash before you start the calculation. But 2 conditions need to be satisfied. Min ba'di wasiyatin yusa biha aw dayn. After whatever will the person has done is made good on, and then any debt the person has incurred is settled. So for a debt, it's easy. Well, you died with a debt of maybe a house. That house is taken, so you are left with 1 house and 10 cattle. But in the case of a will, the will goes to people that are not part of the primary heirs, the fundamental people that can inherit. So it may go to a neighbor, or your will may be an apportionment going to a close confidant and all that. But the condition given by Islamic jurisprudence or Sharia is that it should not go beyond 1/3 of your total estate. So therefore, if you had 2 houses before your death and 10 cattle, certainly your will cannot contain, give 5 cattle to my friend and one of my 2 houses to my business associate. 5 cattle and 1 house, they are 50% of your estate. So this is null and void. Your estate should be maximum 1/3 or even less in terms of a will. So in the case of wills, Islam categorically states how we should deduce the will or deduct it from your total estate at death, and also settle your debts. Your debts are very important, because there is a saying of the Prophet that a debt is left hanging on the deceased until you have settled that debt. So it is important, whether a personal debt or a business dealing you have done, make close relations aware of the kind of debt you incur, so your debts will be settled before your estate is distributed amongst your heirs or inheritors. And then your will should not be more than 1/3 of your total estate. So Islam doesn't accent to the idea that, well, I want to make a will covering 100% of my estate. No. It should be maximum 1/3 of it. It shouldn't go beyond that. I hope this helps. Till I come your way next time, stay blessed. This has been Alhaji Irbad Ibrahim with this virtual classroom, and the topic we are taking is the law of inheritance in Islam. And today we discussed wills and debts before the distribution of the deceased estate. Till I come your way next time, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.